You're watching UNICEF television. In Dhakar's sprawling slums, these health workers wind their way along tiny rickety alleys, past the washing, the cooking, the cleaning and the curious crowds. They go door to door to seek out the littlest for a little sprinkle. It may not look like much, but these grains of micronutrients go a long way to boost a baby's health in the hardest of times and the harshest of places.
Since my children have taken this powder supplement, they've not had fever or loose motions.
It's something of a safety net for children here, but there will have to be a lot more where that came from now on. A new study in Bangladesh has shown that 2 million children suffer acute malnutrition and are dangerously close to emergency levels. Huge food price hikes last year led to a spiral of borrowing, and now the world economic crisis is leading to new job loss. The new Bangladeshi government is worried and looking for outside help.
Well, looking at malnutrition, there's no major progress has been made since the 90s. The surveys show that there's no major progress on this front. That is why it's a silent emergency. Now, that's the situation today. And during this period, there's been good economic growth. Now, if the situation were to deteriorate significantly, we can only expect it to worsen. Therefore, further justification for rapid and firm intervention to address this issue.
Even though they live in appalling conditions, Dhakar's slum dwellers still do have jobs. Like millions of Bangladeshis, they're heavily dependent on the garment industry. They're cheaper than Chinese, but with demand dropping abroad, they're living desperately fragile lives. Out in the countryside, Moti Khan is one of the many victims of the economic crisis in far-off lands. Since he came back from Malaysia empty-handed, his family has had to cut back on all the basics.
I was so embarrassed that I had no saving. When I was coming, my children expected me to bring something, at least a gift from Malaysia. I had nothing in my bag.
He's not alone. This man used to recruit Bangladeshi workers for jobs in the Gulf and Malaysia. He hasn't bothered, he said, since December. There are just no jobs. Moti's daughter had to drop out of school last year. They couldn't afford the fees. Borrowed money has got her back into school for now. Since January, already 23 students have dropped out of this school in rural Bangladesh because their parents couldn't pay. These are the signs, many say, that it is time to ring the alarm bell before things get out of control and the country's gains are turned to losses. This is Sarah Crow in Dhaka, Bangladesh. Unite for children.